Hi again. Okay, another scenario. I'm just going to run through the Parker system in a bit more depth. Engines are running. I haven't got. I've got my engine synced. As you can see, engines are synced. I don't have throttle on. Obviously F4, and then that one I don't have that one. That one is not engaged. Okay. So now, as you look through here, your engine sync single lever button is obviously F1. F2 is your settings, or in your gears, how your gear status. That's what that one is. Okay, now it tells me at the moment that I'm in neutral, both sides. Okay, now as soon as I push the clutches in, you'll see immediately, there you go, forward drive is engaged. Okay, and the lights go green. Okay, you can, if those buttons don't work, you can also use F1 and F4 to engage and disengage if you wanted to. So if I wanted to, rather than pushing those buttons there, as a secondary measure, you can then push those. You see at the moment they're spooling down, right, which means that your jets are disengaging. Now they're disengaged and they're in neutral. Okay, you can also back flush from here. Okay, you can put your back flush on and off, the same as that panel there. It's basically a digital version of your analog one, which is here. Okay, that's a nice and simple one, isn't it? So from the top of that one, you can obviously see down the side here as well. We've also seen the joysticks and the crosshairs. We know this one. Now you've seen that one. This one is your engine controls, as we've always seen before. This one I always use. These ones I never use, to be fair. I don't really understand what they are, to be fair. As soon as you push one, nothing really happens. In order for me to be able to give you that information, I'd need to speak at Patrick MJP in Netherlands. So I'll leave that one at that. So we'll just go back to there. This one here is your it's basically your the hydraulic setup for it. You don't normally need to, if you have a problem with your sticks here, with these here, okay, these ones here are a secondary backup, say an emergency system, in case you can't use them. But to be honest with you, it's very jerky, and all you get is either full ahead or nothing. So if I was to raise the port up, you see, it brings that all the way up to 100%. You have nothing lower than that, or nothing lower than that, nothing between 0 and 100. It will either give you 100 or 0. Okay, so if I was to lower that down again, it then goes 100% to stern. I set mine at 96% on this one. But yes, that's basically that. You either get 100% or nothing. Okay, and same on the other side as well. If I wanted to raise the starboard side, up she comes, 100%, or lower all the way down. It's basically manual mode, it's called. As you can see, it's there. Look, manual mode is enabled. Okay, so once you've done that, you then push the large button, and she then goes back to where she should be. Okay, now if I should have control now on my sticks here. Okay, which I do. Those ones there don't tally up with how it is actually on there, on that side, because this one is where your hydraulic rams are at the time in relation to the feedback units that you've got on the system. These ones are actual thrust. So I've actually got, at the moment, I've got maybe 19% there, 25% there, upwards. But now I've got full control of my sticks again, because I'm in auto mode here. Okay. Same as the steering port, jet to port and jet to starboard. Those two there are exactly the same. Okay, that's only an emergency situation if your potentiometer stops working. I've never used it, to be honest with you, and to be fair, it would be quite tricky to use if I was to use it. That's on your secondary system, guys. Okay. Now I will go into calibration, but that one will be on a different one.